June 8th was meant to be a day of opposition unity. But by the time the India Bloc meeting got underway in Delhi, reports had emerged that significant section of Trinamool Congress MPs were preparing to break ranks and back the NDA. According to media reports, nearly 20 TMC MPs are preparing to write to Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla, expressing their desires to align with the BJP-led National Democratic Alliance or NDA. If that happens, it would represent one of the biggest setbacks for Mamata Banerjee since the TMC's poor performance in the West Bengal Assembly elections. Now at the center of the rebellion is senior TMC leader Kakoli Ghosh Dastidar. In a letter reportedly prepared for the speaker, Dastidar says that nearly 20 MPs have decided they want to be part of the NDA after discussions among colleagues. And the rebellion is not just about political alignment, it is also about leadership. The rebel MPs do not want to function under the leadership of Abhishek Banerjee, Mamata Banerjee's nephew, and the party's National General Secretary. Now remember, the TMC currently has 28 MPs in the Lok Sabha. While some reports suggest nearly 20 MPs are backing the rebellion, other senior leaders claim that around 16 MPs have joined the rebel camp while 12 remain loyal to Mamata Banerjee. The tensions had been building for weeks now. Dastidar was removed as the party's chief whip in the Lok Sabha on May 20th and replaced by Kalyan Banerjee. She called the move arbitrary and unilateral and argued that parliamentary procedures do not change overnight simply because the party leadership announced a replacement. Adding another twist, reports suggest that more than a dozen rebel MPs met Union Minister Bhupendra Yadav at his Delhi residence on Monday morning before the India Bloc meeting began. The developments came on the same day that senior TMC leader Sukhendu Shekhar Ray resigned from both his Rajya Sabha seat and the party's primary membership. And this rebellion is not limited to parliament. Following the party's electoral setbacks in West Bengal, nearly 24 TMC MLAs have also reportedly rebelled and backed Ritu Banerjee as leader of the opposition in the assembly instead of Mamata Banerjee's preferred choice, Shobhandev Chattopadhyay. And not surprisingly, the loyalist camp hit back immediately. TMC MP Kirti Azad dismissed Dastidar's claims and reminded everyone that the party had already informed the Lok Sabha Speaker about Kalyan Banerjee's appointment as chief whip last month. But while Mamata Banerjee was dealing with turmoil inside her own party, another difficult conversation was unfolding inside the India Bloc meeting. The meeting was attended by 23 opposition parties. However, one absence dominated the discussions. The DMK did not attend. The party had already made it clear that it no longer wanted to remain part of the India Alliance after the Congress walked out of the alliance arrangement in Tamil Nadu. According to reports, leaders including Akhilesh Yadav and Tejasvi Yadav raised concerns about the DMK's exit and reminded Congress that its role should be to hold the alliance together rather than compete with regional allies. In fact, much of the meeting turned into an unusually frank assessment of Congress's role within the opposition alliance. Leaders from the Samajwadi Party, RJD and left parties argued that Congress often prioritizes expanding its own footprint even when it risks hurting alliance partners. The Bihar experience was repeatedly cited. Several leaders argued that Congress's seat-sharing strategy during previous elections weakened the alliance's chance of defeating the BJP. The left parties also expressed their frustration. CPIM leaders said Congress could attack them politically in Kerala if it wished, but questioned how national leaders such as Rahul Gandhi and Mallikarjun Kharge could simultaneously describe left parties as being aligned with the BJP while asking them to remain alliance partners nationally. There were also complaints that Congress had abandoned the DMK for political convenience and adopted inconsistent positions on central agencies depending on who was being targeted. At one point, Rahul Gandhi defended his criticism of the CPIM, citing the Adani-linked Vinyam project in Kerala. The argument was challenged by CPIM leaders who countered that the project itself had begun under a Congress government. Despite the disagreements, the meeting ended on a conciliatory note. Leaders agreed to create a coordination committee and decided that India Bloc partners would meet every 2 months. Rahul Gandhi reportedly told allies that he accepted all criticism with love and affection and stressed that unity remained essential. The alliance also decided to write to the Chief Justice of India regarding concerns over electoral rules, the special intensive revision process, and broader questions about election fairness. Leaders further agreed to intensify demands for Education Minister Dharmendra Pradhan's resignation over the handing of the education system. So what does all of this tell us? On one side, Mamata Banerjee is facing a potentially damaging rebellion inside the Trinamool Congress. On the other, Congress is facing growing frustration from its own allies inside the India Bloc. The opposition alliance may have survived another meeting, but the events of June 8 have exposed just how many fault lines remain beneath the surface.